Welcome to Boson Institute. As I told you in previous video that I will explain cylindrical coordinate system and their gradient and divergence in the next video. So in cylindrical coordinate, this is a line element. This line element is along the body diagonal of the volume element that I have already explained in previous video. So this was any point P and these are its coordinates. These are its Cartesian coordinates. And in cylindrical coordinate we have corresponding coordinates. This is in Cartesian coordinates. So their corresponding coordinates in cylindrical system is R, phi and z. So this is height z in Cartesian coordinate. This is same in cylindrical coordinate also. It remains z. And this is a del operator in cylindrical coordinate system. So because this is change along R will change in R, change in phi component will change in phi. So you can see here this phi does not change alone, it changes with R. Why it changes with R? Because suppose we are considering this is the base of cylinder. This is angle phi. So if we are increasing phi, if we increase phi, suppose we increase phi from here to here, so it's an increase. Initially phi is, this is phi angle here. This is called azimuthal angle, and this is R is distance of point P from z axis. So suppose this was x axis and it was initial angle. So suppose we make change along this direction. So when we will make change along the direction of phi, then this change will be R d phi. So this phi does not change alone, it changes with R. That's why this term is here, 1 upon R. So when we operate this del operator on some scalar function, suppose this is our scalar function. Neta is function of R, phi and z. This is a scalar function. When we operate this particular function on this scalar function, so it will become curly upon curly R, neta along the direction of R plus curly neta upon curly phi. So this term remain as it is. So 1 upon R plus curly upon curly z, neta along z direction, and this is along phi direction. So gradient is quite simple in cylindrical coordinate system. So it will be this one. So this is gradient of any scalar function in cylindrical coordinate system. Next we will explain divergence in cylindrical coordinate system. So divergence is defined for vector quantity. Suppose we have any vector field represented by this vector. So this is a vector field in cylindrical coordinate system, and this is a del operator in cylindrical coordinate system. When we operate this particular operator on this vector, then we will make its dot product. Then that is called divergence. So divergence of A is equal to curly upon curly R cap plus 1 upon R curly upon curly phi cap plus curly upon curly z cap. Then next is vector. So which is AR cap, A phi cap, AZ z cap. Now we will start operating this operator on this vector. So we will start. First we will operate this particular operator on this function. So R cap is going to be common when we operate this particular operator on all these three components. So I am keeping R cap here. Let's start operating this on this. When we go operate this curly upon curly R on this particular, so we will do this is a partial differentiation. So we will do it partially. That is like a similar like a product rule. So how we will do that? This is AR curly upon curly R cap plus R cap curly upon curly AR plus next this over this, which is A phi curly upon curly phi cap plus phi cap curly upon curly A phi. Next is plus we will operate this on this one, so it will become AZ curly upon curly Z cap plus Z cap curly upon curly AZ. So now we have operated this operator on all the components. Next we will start operating next operator. So 1 upon R will be common, so I am writing 1 upon R, and this phi cap will also be common, so I am writing it phi cap upon R. This phi cap and 1 upon R will be everywhere. That is very easy, so you can understand that. So now we will start operating this operator on these components. So it will only curly upon curly phi is left. So it will become AR curly upon curly phi R cap plus R cap curly upon curly phi AR plus, I am writing here, operating this on second component. So it will be A phi curly upon curly phi cap plus phi cap curly upon curly phi A phi. Now this on this, so it will become AZ curly upon curly phi Z cap plus Z cap curly upon curly phi AZ. So we have done our partial differentiation on this one as well as this we have operated this operator also on this one. Next we will operate this particular operator on this vector. So it will be plus, I am writing here, it will come, so Z cap is going to be common, so I am writing Z cap here plus, okay, I will write it here, plus Z cap, it is going to be this on this one, so it is AR curly upon curly Z R cap plus R cap curly upon curly Z AR plus this on this one, A phi curly upon curly Z phi cap plus phi cap curly upon curly Z A phi. Now we will operate this particular operator on this one, so this is last term, so that I am writing plus AZ curly upon curly Z Z cap plus Z cap curly upon curly Z A Z. So now we have operated this whole operator on this particular vector. So now we will see what is going to happen. This is R cap. When we will take dot product of this R cap with this phi cap, so it is going to be 0. So this particular component is going to be 0. Why? Because R cap is in this direction and phi cap, see, phi cap is in this direction. This is phi is changing in this direction. So this is phi cap and Z vector is along this direction. So this is Z cap. So all are mutually perpendicular. So this R dot phi is cos 90. So because 1 dot 1 cos 90, it's easy, we got it. So this is R dot phi. R dot phi is cos 90. So cos 90 is equal to 0. That's why this component is 0. Next, we have this phi cap with this R vector. Now phi and R are also perpendicular. So that's why this component is also going to be 0. Next is this phi cap with this Z cap. So this component is also going to be 0. And here something like this R cap with this Z cap. So when R is operated on this particular term, this R dot Z is going to be 0. Next, Why? That R and Z, this is R and Z, they are mutually perpendicular, that's why 0. And this Z and R, so Z and R are also going to be 0 because Z and R are perpendicular. Next, Z and phi, so Z and phi are also mutually perpendicular. See, this will not going to be 0 because this R gap is not independent. We have to operate this operator on this R gap. So we will see whether it is going to be 0 or not. But at that we cannot make it 0 because this operator is going to be operate on this particular vector. Now again, so here this is change in R cap means unit vector along R direction. Change in R cap with change in R. What is its meaning? Its meaning is this is our circular part of this cylinder. So we can consider it base or top or any piece. So this is going to be fixed because it's radius R. So its meaning is change in R cap. R cap is in this direction. Change in R cap will change in R. So when we will change R, when we change it from here to here also unit vector will be in this direction. Here also unit vector will be going to be in this direction. So mean change in R cap with change in R. There is no change in R. Unit vector R with change in R. So that is what I explained here. So this is going to be 0. Next is change in phi cap with change in R. So what is its meaning? When we are changing, see we are changing R from here to here. So phi cap here at this point, phi cap is in this direction. So when we change R from here to here, then phi cap is also again going to be in this direction. So there is no change in phi cap. Means this particular term is also going to be 0. Next, this is change in Z cap with change in R. What is happening here? Again, its meaning is what is happening to Z cap mean unit vector along Z when we change R. So when we at this point Z cap is in this direction, that is perpendicular to this circular ring. When we change R from here to here, then also Z cap is going to be in the same direction. So it also does not change. So this particular term is going to be 0. So in this first bracket only this term is going to survive. And next is change in R cap with change in phi. So this is what is going to happen. This is important one actually. So this is very conceptual term. See it. Change in R cap with change in phi. What is happening here? When we are changing phi, suppose we change phi from here to here. This is change in phi. Change in R cap with change in phi. At this point, R cap is in this direction. When we change phi from here to here, then R cap is in this direction. So there is change in R cap. See, but is change if we take these two vectors in backward direction, so they are going to meet like this. R cap, R cap. So this is the change. So this is the change. Suppose this is a change. So this change is in the direction of phi. So this is the change in the direction of phi. So what is happening? This is going to be equal to this. Sorry, not this one. Only this one. This is going to be equal to phi cap because only unit vector is changing. So that's why it is going to be equal to be phi cap. Next, change in phi cap with change in phi. What is happening? Change in phi cap. So suppose we change phi. at this point phi cap is in this direction, okay, and this point phi cap is in this direction. So phi is in circular direction, so it is not going to change. So this phi cap, there is no change in phi cap, mean unit vector in the direction of phi is not going to be changed. That's why this particular component is also going to be 0, okay, because phi is in circular path. Now next, this term will survive. I will explain why. Because this term and this term is surviving because it contains the r part of the vector, mean radial part, and this will contain the angular part of the vector. Now next next is this term. So change in z cap is change in phi. But is happening again when we are changing here, z cap is in this direction. When we change phi from here to here, then also z cap will remain in vertical direction. So it won't change. So this term is also going to be 0. Okay. Next is, this is change in r cap with change in z. So what is happening here? Change in r cap with change in z. It means that when, okay, this is our ring, this is our radius. Suppose, okay, I am writing it in this direction. Suppose it is changing r with change in z. Initially we were at this point, so z cap was in this direction. When we change z little bit more, suppose we change it from here to here. At this point also z vector is in similar direction. So it is not going to change. That means this component is 0. Next is change in phi cap with change in z. So what it is saying? It is saying that this is our r. Okay, here phi cap is in this direction. When we change z along z direction, so we are changing along z direction. So this is our change. At this side also, with a small increment in z. So at this side also, this phi vector is going to be in the similar direction. So it means phi cap won't change with change in z. Next is change in z cap with change in z. But its meaning? Its meaning is, when again same meaning. When we change at this point, z cap is in this direction. But when we make small change in z, suppose we are making change in z in vertical direction. So it is going to be like this. So at this point also, z cap is in similar direction. That is why it won't change and it is going to be 0. Now this term survives because it contains vertical component of the vector. So now let us write the remaining terms. So what are the remaining terms? Now this r cap dot r cap. R cap dot r cap is going to be 1. That is quite easy. So now divergence of A is equal to, this is going to be a 1. So from this first bracket only term survive is curly upon curly r AR. Next I am writing plus. Here it is, see it is 1 upon r, so I am writing 1 upon r as it is. Now this phi cap and this is also phi cap. So okay, so this phi cap dot phi cap is going to be 1. So what I am doing, I am writing it as AR. Only AR is left here because this term is going to be equal to phi. So AR is going to remaining here. So I am writing AR here itself. Okay. And next surviving term is this one. So what is going to happen? This phi dot phi is again going to be 1. So what is left? curly upon curly phi of a phi. This is going to left. Okay. Next term, here also phi dot phi is 1. That's why this is only this is left. Now here z dot z. That z dot z is again 1. So only this term is surviving here. So it will become plus curly upon curly z of a z. I am creating a boundary here. So this is divergence. Now we can modify it more. So let's erase it. So what is going to happen? Now these two terms contain radial component of the vector. So these two terms I can write it. These two terms combinedly I can write it. This is divergence of A equal to, it will become 1 upon R curly upon curly R and R A R. So we are compressing it. Now you can check it, differentiating, partially differentiating, operating this operator on these two. So you will got this similar term. So I convert it, this term into this one. This is compact form, and the remaining term will remain as such. Plus curly upon curly phi a phi plus curly upon curly z a z. So this is the divergence in cylindrical coordinate system. Why I was driving it? Because you can see in gradient. Gradient is quite easy. You will just take derivative with respect to the corresponding variations. So these are the corresponding variations. This I have already explained in previous video. But divergence was going to be a little bit complicated. So I was driving this formula, and this was the term you were thinking of how it was appearing here. So that's why I derived this formula. Again, if you feel something that you did not got, so you can comment on comment box, or if you want some special video related to coordinate system, please comment on the comment box. Accordingly, I will prepare the next video. So thanks for watching. Thank you.